Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss four very important concepts of earned value management. They are the pillars of earned value management. All earned value management formulas, concepts are relying on these four concepts, on these four pillars of earned value management, and they are named as earned value, planned value, actual cost, and budget at completion. So acronyms are EV for earned value, PV for planned value, AC for actual cost, and BAC for budget at completion. Okay, more or less all the formulas we are going to see in future with regards to earned value management are relying on these four parameters. So it's very important we have to know what these four parameters are and how to calculate them. It's very simple but very important. You need to know the logic behind it and how to calculate it. Okay, so let's continue with our project example that we discussed in the last video, that we have to discuss 6 houses in 6 months. Okay, so we discussed this in detail in the last video. Okay, now let's see, and now we are working, and after the execution of 2 months, we have reached the situation that after 2 months, okay, the plan was, if you remember the project plan example we discussed, what was the plan after 2 months? That we should have, yes, 2 houses built as per the plan, right? But the actual reality is they have only constructed 1 house. Okay, so this is actual, right? The plan was they will build 2 houses in the project plan, but reality is, due to some reasons we don't know, but they have only developed 1 house, and they have spent $3,000 in order to construct this 1 house. Okay, so let's take this example and this situation, and let's see what are actual cost, earned value, planned value, and BAC here. Okay, let's see. First thing is, let's discuss first BAC. Budget at completion is very simple. BAC is simply the budget of your project. What the budget you assigned for this project at the planning phase, that we call as budget at completion. So in this project example, you remember we discussed that $6,000 is the $6,000 was the budget for this project, because we had to develop 6 houses in $1,000 each. So by BAC we know is $6,000, right? So that's very straightforward, BAC, and it's just simply the budget of your project, right? So BAC we discussed. Now let's come to the next remaining 3. Okay, well, let's see what is planned value. Okay, the project statement, our project scenario we have is, after 2 months we have only developed 2 houses, right? Okay, but these 2 houses doesn't mean anything to PMP or to earned value management, right? They need the value. That's why it's called as value, planned value, earned value. So they need to know the value of the 2 houses, right? So what is the value of 2 houses? If you remember our project example, 1 house was $1,000 and 2 houses are $2,000, right? This is planned value, right? But again, this is very simple project example. You could calculate it logically, but there is a formula that we use to calculate planned value, and the planned value formula is planned work percentage multiplied by BAC. Now you need to remember this very importantly, that planned value and earned value will be calculated on BAC, on our original budget, right? Even if you see logically here, when we said here the value of the planned value, the value of one house was $1,000 and two houses are $2,000, right? We calculated based on original budget, $6,000, because of if the full budget of the project was $6,000, that we had to construct 6 houses, so value of one house is $1,000. So we need to calculate planned value and earned value on the basis of original budget, BAC. This is very important. Okay, so let's see, based on this formula, planned work percentage multiplied by BAC. Planned work percentage. Okay, planned work percentage is how much houses we had to develop after 2 months, right? 2 out of 6. So this is planned work percentage, 2 out of 6 multiplied by BAC. This is BAC, we know is $6,000. So this becomes $2,000. Very simple and straightforward formula. But important thing you need to know is earned value and planned value both will be calculated based on the BAC. You just need to calculate the work percentage. This means that after 2 months or 3 months, at whatever point you are performing earned value management, you need to see that how much work was planned to finish by then. You get the percentage and multiply by BAC. Fine. So we got budget at completion, we got planned value, right? Okay, next is earned value. Earned value is something we will calculate based on the actual work that has been done, right? So now planned value we could calculate even before the execution. Even if we haven't started our project execution work, we could still say that after 2 months the planned value will be $2,000. After 3 months, what will be the planned value? $3,000. But if I ask you, give me the earned value of after 3 months, you cannot tell, because you need to know how we are performing and how much work has been done in order to get earned value. So earned value is something we calculate based on the actual work that has been done, and which is, in our example we are taking, is one house, right? So what is the value of one? But again, one house is just the measurement of work, is just the physical explanation of how much work has been done. But this doesn't mean again anything to earned value management. We need to convert into value, a dollar value, right? So if we convert one house to the value, you remember what is the value of one house? This is equal to exactly $1,000, and this one house value is $1,000 based on the original budget, that 6 houses were supposed to finish in $6,000. So value of one house is $1,000, right? Again, this is equal to earned value. Important thing is planned value will always be on the planned work percentage. It doesn't take into the consideration that how much work has been done, how much cost has been spent. This will remain fixed for that particular duration. But earned value we calculate based on the actual work that has been done. And this again, very important point is that earned value will always be calculated or original budget, BAC value. Okay, so this is a simple example. We could calculate earned value logically, because this is very straightforward example, but there is a small formula that you need to know in order to calculate earned value. Okay, in this case, in planned value, we discussed that formula was planned work percentage multiplied by BAC. If I ask you, just think about it, what will be the formula for earned value? Just logically think about it. Yes, actual work percentage multiplied by, yes, BAC, right? So in order to get actual work percentage, how much house have we developed? In this example, let's calculate EV here. How much houses have we developed? Yes, 1 out of, yes, 6 multiplied by BAC, $6,000. So this becomes $1,000. This is again similar to what we calculated logically, but this is the simple formula to calculate the value of to calculate earned value, right? Important thing again I'm mentioning here is you need to see both are calculated based on original BAC. In planned value, we are taking planned work percentage. In earned value, we are checking the actual work percentage, right? So BAC, planned value, earned value we discuss. Last thing is actual cost. What is actual cost? Okay. Actual cost is something you don't need to calculate. In the question or in the problem statement, you will always know that how much amount has been spent. You know, when you are performing a project, you always take the measure or take the notice of the amount that has been spent. So it's simply the amount of money that has gone from the project, that has been consumed by the project. And in this project statement, they are telling us that you have spent $3,000, right? So our actual cost is, this is what is called actual cost. So actual cost is $3,000, right? It's very simple, very easy to understand, but again very important because all the coming formulas that are a little bit complex will be depending on these 4 parameters. Fine. Actual cost is something in the exam also, they will always mention in the question with the words like you have spent, you have consumed this much amount of the budget, or you have spent $3,000, $1 million. So this will always be given in the question. Actual cost and budget at completion, they will always be given in the question. You will have to calculate planned value and earned value, right? So if we, you remember in the last video, we draw a graph to show the project plan. Let's draw this problem state, this EVM or this project situation in our same map, okay, in same graph. Okay, and for this we are calculating at the end of 2 months. We are evaluating project at the end of 2 months. Okay, so let's draw this. What is our planned value after 2 months? Planned value after 2 months, this is equal to, yes, $2,000, right? Earned value is $1,000. Earned value is $1,000 and actual cost is $3,000. Actual cost is $3,000, right? So this is, we can see in this graph also that we have earned the work of value $1,000, whereas we planned we will finish the work of value $2,000 and we have spent $3,000, right? And budget at completion is the budget of the project. This is also $6,000, right? Okay, just to understand, to further understand these concepts, if we change this scenario here, Let's suppose after end of 2 months, we were supposed to finish two houses. At the end of 2 months, we were supposed to finish 2 houses. Let's suppose at the end of 2 months, we have finished 1.5 house. Okay, and we have spent $4,000 to construct these 1.5 houses. Let's calculate earned value, planned value, actual cost, and BAC in this scenario. What will be earned value in this case? If at the end of 2 months we have developed 1.5 houses, yes, $1,500. So earned value in this case would have been $1,500. And what would have been actual cost in this scenario? In the last time it was $3,000. Now you have spent $4,000. It's very straightforward. Yes, it will be $4,000. Okay. What will be BAC in this case? Yes, $6,000. No change. And what will be plan value in this case if we have developed 1.5 house rather than 1 house, and we have spent $4,000 rather than $3,000? So what will be planned value in this case? You tell me. Yes, it will be $2,000. There will be no change here because this is something as per the plan, and plan doesn't change. We planned that at the end of 2 months, 2 houses will be developed. Regardless how we are performing bad or good, planned value will be same, right? So this is about it. These 4 parameters, I hope you are clear about it. This is very, very important because they are going to be used heavily in the coming formulas. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video.